Hello my fellow gamers, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel guys. If you are new here, hi, I am Creative Katie aka Katie and I'm so thrilled that you guys are here. So we are going to be doing an island tour, but this is actually a little bit different guys. We're actually going to be touring my island of Epra. I am so excited. I released my DA a couple weeks ago on my birthday, and I wanted to do this special little tour for you guys so you guys know what to expect if you decide to come and visit my island yourselves. But I am so excited to do this. Make sure guys, if you enjoy going on these tours and doing dream address tours with me, make sure you're giving this video a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribing to my channel so you know when new content is added. And then if you guys want me to tour your island, I have a link in the description below so that way you can request a tour from me. But like I said, this one's a little bit different because we will be touring my island. Yes, I'm doing it really late at night, so you guys will just have to bear with me a little bit. But I am so excited to show this. I have been looking forward to doing this for a while, and basically what's going to be a little bit different with this one is as I'm walking through my own island, I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of my inspiration, my thought process with everything, so that way if you guys are stuck with your island, this might help inspire you and help you guys think of ideas for your islands as well. But just wanted to show off my little flag here. I did not make this. I just typed in flowers and this is what popped up. I saw this I saw this design somewhere. I believe it was on Pinterest. I don't recall exactly where, but I did not have the code, so then I just did a search within the this thing, the custom design thing stuff. But I just wanted to kind of show this off because whoever the artist is, they did a fabulous job. I do not recall who that is, but like I said, I fell in love with this. This has actually been my island flag for a really long time, even my previous theme as well. So, but let's show you guys that map real quick so you know what to expect on my island. So just to kind of give you an idea of my theme, I did a modern Castlecore theme, so you'll notice that there's a little bit of structure going on for the main part of the island. That is actually the internal portion of the castle itself. So like typically when you visit medieval castles, they have the castle portion and then they have the outer wall that protects the people that live within the it's not a village, but it's kind of like the inner workings of the castle, and then you have the actual lord or lady home, which is actually the resident home. But I only have myself as a resident, and then as far as villagers go, we have Fauna, Raymond, Anka, Maple, Marshall, Pancho, Sasha, Shino, Eric, and Ione. So these are some of my favorite villagers, and yes, every single one of them, their houses have been redesigned, so we will go and check those homes out as well. So let's start exploring, guys. Now when you wake up, you'll wake up within residential services if you come visit my island, and right outside here is actually where you'll find some gifts for you guys to pick up. I picked them up for now just because of the fact that I wanted to kind of show you what this would look like without them. But this is the entrance to the actual castle itself. I don't know how many times I have remodeled this, but it was a couple of times. So it was a fun process actually. I thought I knew what I wanted, but then I changed it. I don't know how many times. So it started off with the towers, and then I used some jail bars to kind of make it seem like there's a gate, and then eventually I came to this. So I did want to kind of have a little bit more of an elegant theme going on here, just to kind of give it, again, that modern feel, but yet at the same time make it feel like it's lived in and being used as well, and kind of turned it into a big garden. So we're going to start off by going off to the left here. I tried to, outside of the castle, I tried to leave it as natural as possible, just so that way it would be more of what you would expect when you actually visit a castle itself. But here is actually a little fishing area. This is actually Pancho's little fishing area. I wanted him to have this spot to pull in all of the fish for the farmers market, things like that. And I had a lot of fun decorating his little beach here and his home, actually. So we will go check him out here in a second. But I wanted to keep it very simple for the outside of his home, just because of the fact that it's kind of a bachelor pad situation. But yeah, since he's home, we will go check it out. And for those villagers that we noticed that aren't home, I am actually going to record them for when they're home, and then I will put that into the video itself as well, so you guys get a chance to see those homes as well. But here is Pancho's home. I know it's kind of a little different from with the pillars and stuff, but here is why. I made this into kind of a log cabin feel, again, that bachelor pad feeling, but I wanted the front to make it seem like you have these ginormous windows looking out to the beach. And that was my inspiration for that. I had a lot of fun designing his little bachelor pad here. I wanted something that was very cabin-y, like he's the traditional gonna go hunting, fishing kind of thing, but yet have it be that this is where he lives all year round, instead of just being like a typical hunting cabin that you go visit for a weekend kind of thing. So he's got his kitchen in there. He's got the DIY workbench, so that way whenever he is crafting or cooking, it doesn't take away from any of the decor. I try to do that for every single one of my villagers, so that way that is incorporated within the home itself. But yeah, this is Pancho's house. He is actually one of my newer villagers, so I don't remember if we have it to the point of a gift yet, but he's growing on me quite immensely. My initial thought was having him on there so that way he could be Maple's partner. So yes, I am shipping characters. What can I say? So I wanted to also do something kind of fun on my island, and that is I created this construction site. When I toured England and Wales many years ago for a class trip, a lot of times you will see that there's reconstruction being done on these old historic castles and cathedrals, and so I wanted to do that here as well, to showcase that, you know, people are still living on it in this area, still modifying it, still updating it. But I also did it as if the river caused the castle wall to fall down. So yeah, that's kind of my inspiration for this little area. And again, keeping with the natural theme, but this area automatically comes into the campsite, and then there's also a little gypsy camp off to the left here. But before we go into there, I'm going to show you down here. This is a dining table for the gypsy camp, basically. This is where they kind of set up for everybody to just kind of come and eat, enjoy some really good food, be open, and welcoming to anybody who decides to stop by their camp. I know there's a really big fish down here and I really want to get him, but I'll pass. So I wanted to keep the beaches kind of natural here. I did that a lot for my beaches, just keeping them natural. Yes. I do have wheat fields, guys. I do. I could not resist. But yes, this officially walks us right into the Gypsy Camp. So I wanted to make the campsite something a little bit different than your typical campsite. I wanted to do something that was common for the medieval theme, which would be gypsies, or wanderers, or whatever the proper title is for this type of group, but they are a group of people that just wander throughout the land. They don't really settle in one place. They like to explore. And a lot of association with gypsies is like your palm readings and some potions and things like that. And so I really wanted to bring that into this area. But yeah, this is the Gypsy Camp. You have all the wagons circled around. You have the tents over here right next to the castle walls. All the horses are in a roped off area. So I kind of wanted to make it feel like this Gypsy Camp was a returning one. Like they would leave for several months and then they'd come back, stay for a couple weeks, and then they'd leave again. And just make it feel like this is actually like their spot. And back behind here is the laundry area for the Gypsy Camp. So you have all of their clothes that are drying over here, any repairs that they need to do. They have the equipment out. And then we have the actual area where they wash their clothes as well. So, and I did the nice little bubble machine back there. And then we have a little fishing spot for them, as well as just some areas for them to just lay out and relax. I also wanted them to have it next to the dock. So that way it seemed like, you know, they don't just come on wagons, but they also come from the water as well. And we have some boats down here to emphasize that a little bit. So yeah, that is my Gypsy Camp. So let's head back over this direction. Say hello to Pancho again. So before we go into the castle itself, I'm going to show you off to the right here now. And we'll go down this way first. And I just wanted to kind of make this like a public beach area where visitors come in, they get a chance to relax on the beach. And then this turns into kind of a tiki bar. So you can get some wonderful tropical drinks like you see here. And there's some nice seating area for you. And then back here, again, continuing with the public beach over here, where there's a public fishing spot, a relaxing area. Somebody, if they wanted to, could work on their abs with the ball. There's Shino. Hello, my dear. And actually, it's pretty common to see her over here because this transitions to her area of the island. So back in this area, I wanted to keep with the traditional Japanese style for her because she was inspired by the Japanese culture with her design and stuff. So I wanted to keep with that, make this her little area. And then this is her house. It is remodeled on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and pause real quick so that way we can go in. So here is Shino's home. Oh, look, she's in the back cooking. So with Shino, I kind of wanted to keep with the um, Japanese feel and style just because of the design of the character herself. But I wanted it to be a combination of the Japanese style and a beach house in a way. So that's why you see the very light colors. That's why you see it kind of give off this beach vibe a little bit, and then also the view of the beach as well. And just wanted to bring in that natural feel into her home because of the location of her home. And so that's what really inspired me with Shino's home. And wanted to do something a little bit different just to kind of give it that edge and fit Shino's character just a little bit more. So I won't check the DIY this time, mostly because I have all the recipe DIYs, but yeah, this is Shino's home. I hope you guys like it. Here, I'll turn just a little bit so you guys can see from this other angle as well. But yeah, there you go. Okay, guys, so we are back. I hope you enjoyed Shino's house. But let's head back this direction. Hello, my dear. Okay, so normally you wouldn't be able to access this, but you know, because I created my island, we're just gonna kind of sneak over here. So this is actually the community farm, and it's run by Eric. I wanted to have this little space to be able to continue to harvest items that I might need for DIYs and stuff like that. He is home, but he is asleep, so I'll go ahead again and pause right here so that way we can go in and check out his house. Alright guys, welcome to Eric's home. So Eric's was actually one of the first villager homes that I put together. I wanted it to be kind of a bachelor pad, but yet symbolizes a little bit of that, what's the word that I'm looking for? That farm lifestyle and whatnot. So, and I also wanted to do something a little bit different. So you notice the windows look a little bit different compared to like what you traditionally see. And I don't know, like this one was a lot of fun to do, but it was also a struggle because I was so adamant to have his home be different, but yet symbolize kind of that lazy lifestyle and kind of a little bit of a wood type feel, like foresty type feel as well. Maybe not as much in the green aspect like what you might see in Fauna's home, but from the aspect of, you know, the wood and the browns and things like that. So yeah, this was Eric's home, and let's just chat with him real quick. Oh, poor Eric. But yeah, this is Eric's home, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed Eric's home. But yeah, like for Eric's area and the farm area here, I think I redid this a couple of times because I was trying to get it to work in this area as much as I possibly could, and I struggled a little bit with this one. And it took me a couple of tries and then a lot of inspiration off of Pinterest. So, but once I got it and I figured out the flow and I figured out where everything was, I have been very, very happy with this. And then right above Eric's house is actually Fauna's vineyard. So again, this was something that was inspired by an image that I saw on Pinterest. I wanted it to have the vineyard and the bottles and things like that. It's not a very big one, but that's okay. She doesn't need to have it be very big. She's the only one who's running it after all. But yeah, I had a blast creating this area. Absolute blast. So let's go check out her house here. Oh, she's cooking. Hello, my dear. So with Fauna's house, I wanted to kind of give it a soft cottagecore vibe a little bit. So you can kind of see here that we've kept with the green and the brown tones and things, especially because of the fact that she is a doe. So that's kind of what I wanted to incorporate in here. I did forget to put the DIY bench when I made her house, but luckily every time that I've come in to visit her, she's only been cooking, so she hasn't replaced any of her furniture. But yeah, this was another fun build. I saw some pictures on Instagram and just kind of rolled with them a little bit in creating her nice little home here. So we'll say hello. Let's check out what she's making. Oh, she's making a peach pie. Yes, I already know it. But yeah, that's Fauna's home. Okay, so now that we have checked out all of the exterior, and yes, guys, I made a huge wheat field. Woo! I also made a little tree farm right next to the wall here. I don't know why I did it. It was one of my first builds on the island itself, and I think I pulled it from my previous island, knowing that I wanted to have some type of tree farm here. But yeah, I also had a hard time thinking about what I should put in this area, so I was like, hey, I should do a little tree farm. So there you go. Okay, so we're gonna head into the castle now. And like any traditional castle, well, we got KK Slider back here. He's playing and performing for us tonight. But just like any castle, you have the ability to walk up on the castle wall. So yeah. And of course, can't get this direction because of the construction. But if we go to the other side, we can walk on this side of the castle wall. And it has this amazing view of this garden that I really struggled with. I had this open area for the longest of times, and I could not, for the life of me, think about what I should put in this area. And it was a struggle. It was a huge struggle until I saw somebody else's island that had something that inspired this build. I can't remember who that was or what image I saw, that helped inspire this area, but I am very grateful for it because I was struggle busing super hard here. And now it's one of my favorite island areas on my island, so yeah. Hello. We'll just make this the thumbnail for this video. Alright, so we got this beautiful little courtyard here. And what we'll do is we'll head to the right here. And then we will circle back and head to the left because it kind of does a huge loop. But I wanted to show you the back area last because, again, that's one of my favorite areas of the island. So we'll check out this garden area here a little more closely. I really do love this this pattern on the ground here. I probably went through 4 or 5 different patterns until I found this one, and I just fell in love with this one. But yeah, there's this area, and then this area back here was actually inspired by one of the islands that I toured for my Dream Address island tours. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was one of my earlier ones, and they had this amazing rainbow flower garden, and I was like, I really want to put that on my island. I thought that was so pretty, and now this is what you have. And if we go up this direction, we have a nice, again, we have the walk on the castle wall here, but widened so that way there's street vendors and a place to play music and some fountain right here. So just wanted to make this as cozy as possible. And we've got a cute little bookshop back here, so people can buy a book and then come sit down on one of the many sitting areas on the island. Continue on this way. Yeah, it does feel weird to be touring my own island, because typically part of my tours are all about, you know, my reactions to things. Well, I've been working on this for so many months now that I don't really have any reactions to anything. But yeah. We got a nice little water canal here and another sitting area. So we're gonna actually go back towards residential services, and we're gonna check out the left side of the island. Oh shoot, that is not what I want. Where the heck did you come from? Oh, I hope he's not there anymore. Okay, good. That's one of the nervous things about doing tours and stuff at night, is you have either tarantulas or scorpions that decide to come hang out with you, so I hope that's the only one that's on my island. But I also wanted to do a canal through my island here. So I would have to say, if there was a actual town that inspired this build, it would be Conway in, I believe it's Wales. I can't remember if Conway is in Wales or if it's in England. So I apologize, guys, for not remembering that. But it was a town that was absolutely incredible. The entire town was within the castle walls, and they had gardens. They had so many shops and stuff that you could go explore. It's actually the place that I discovered a dessert over there called Death by Chocolate, and I took a bite and I could have died happy. Like, it was that good. But yeah, we got another canal here. And part of the reason why Conway was one of my favorite places to visit was because while we were touring, or right before we toured the castle there, we were kind of waiting for the castle to open up for the tour, and I happened to see several gentlemen getting out of vehicle dressed up in kind of medieval armor and outfits, and I was intrigued. I was very intrigued. And it turns out this group, what they did was they dressed up, they went around cities and towns and stuff like that, and raised money for veterans of war that could no longer work because of, like, they had PTSD, or they lost a limb, or whatever the case may be, that they could no longer work. They were raising money to help support those soldiers. And I thought that was absolutely incredible. So we'll pause on that story for a second to show you guys this cute little farmer's market that I put together. I wanted to really bring out the whole idea of a farmer's market having just so many different items. So you have plants, you have food, you have antique stuff, you have books. I mean, all these different options in terms of what you can purchase. And this probably got redesigned 2 to 3 different times too. Just wanted to make the flow as easy as possible. But then we also have a nice little clothes vendor that happens to be right outside Able Sisters right here. So yeah. And then I do have this little ladder right here so you can climb up onto the castle wall. So this is the other side of that construction area. But you can actually walk this all the way around. There's the gypsy area to the left. And bring this all the way down to back behind Able Sisters. So to kind of bring us back just a little bit, we have actually Nook's Cranny right here. I did a nice little castle build for it. And then right next to it is this little coffee cafe shop that you can come in, get some coffee, get some tea, enjoy the waterfall back here, as well as some goodies. And this was actually a very fun build for me. I really enjoyed it. I just really let my imagination go with this little cafe. I know it's not much, but I had a lot of fun with it. And then on this side, there's actually a little bakery. And I love it because I create it as if it's a building itself. So you have the street display, and then you can go into the house, into the building, and get more items. Not actually, because it's not an actual building. But it gives you the idea, the illusion. And then right over here, we kind of have this little home right here. I just wanted to create another little building. Trying to get a good view of it for you guys, but it's a little difficult. And then actually before we do that, building just kind of comes up to this little crossroads area right here. So we're gonna go outside the wall real quick. We have a nice little well and a little area to relax. And then I kind of wanted to have a ruined area as well. So that way you have like the lights leading you back there, but it's very overgrown with the wheat fields. But I saw this on an Instagram post as well, and I thought this was so pretty. And it really inspired this build. Again, I don't know who did it, but it was an Instagram post that I saw. And I was like, I have to do that on my island. And yeah, it just kind of brings us back to this little area here. We built a lighthouse so that way boats that are coming through don't hit the rocks. And then we just have some areas that just kind of fell down and weren't properly restored. That's what Stonehenge is supposed to represent. Okay, so instead of going all the way back down the beach, we actually have a little door right here. And this was another favorite area of mine. If you guys are following me on Instagram, I have taken so many pictures of this area right here. This also was a challenge for me because I wasn't sure how I wanted to design this area, and I reconstructed it I don't know how many times, but I'm so glad that I've never been settled on this area because it created this, and now it's one of my favorite areas on the island. And I love, love, love taking pictures in this area. And it took forever for me to get the rocks right here in this area. Took forever. But yes, this part leads right up to the museum, which again, I created it with a kind of building. I kind of designed it as if it's a church in a way. One of the churches on the island, or just like a really fancy building. And you can come back over here, see that there's this nice little garden right here. And then if we come on this side, not only do we have a little garden, but there's a little hidden passage that leads us to this little flower meadow. And this flower meadow was actually inspired by another Instagram post that I saw. If you've seen it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was this picture that I saw floating around on Instagram. Sadly, I did not see... I know, I don't have a lot of references as far as like who actually inspired me. And I feel really bad about that. But I want to let you guys know like where I found them. But there was a user that I follow on Instagram that created a huge meadow of flowers very similar to this. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. And I wanted to bring that onto my island. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Had a yawn sneaked up on me there. And then, of course, this leads to the secret beach. I just decided to leave it bare. No real motivation behind it, but just wanted to make it just bare. So we'll come back this direction. So I wanted to make sure that I showed that to you guys, because I know some of my friends who have toured my island, I've asked, have you seen the flower meadow? Have you seen all these different areas? Oh, hiya. Hello, honey. And they were like, no, we didn't. And so that's part of the motivation behind me touring my own island. And then you come up the stairs here, and here is Anka's house. I know I can see her right there, but what I'm going to do is go in at a separate time and show you her house right now. So, welcome to Anka's house. This was actually a lot of fun to work on and design. I wanted it to be kind of a desert theme, but yet not be the traditional like Egyptian or anything like that. I pulled actually a lot of inspiration from a good friend of mine. She has an island called, I believe it's pronounced Qamar, and it's supposed to be an Arabic desert island. And I toured her island recently, and it was because of her that it really pulled the inspiration for Anka's island. Or, not Anka's island, but Anka's home here. And so typically when you see Anka, you always see her having the traditional, like, Egyptian style. And I still wanted to give it kind of that desert feel, but yet not be limited to just the Egyptian style. I wanted it to be something a little bit different. And so that's really what drove Anka's home here. And again, one of my favorite designs here. I had a lot of fun and made sure that we also had the DIY place or workbench as well as a spot for her to do her cooking, so that way she doesn't remove one of the furniture items. But let's go ahead and say hello real quick. So yeah, here is Anka's home. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, and we are back, guys. I had a lot of fun, as I said, making Anka's home there. Maybe I should have put more benches around my island. But here is the other building design that I did. This one was a picture that I saw on Pinterest, or something very similar to this. And what inspired this was actually, it was like a, sorry guys, dropped my controller there. Anyway, what inspired it was kind of like an alleyway down a street, and at the end of it you see this building with the bell on it, and it makes it feel like it's kind of a big like cathedral or church or something at the end of the road, and it would have buildings lined up on either side, and it, like I said, came to this area, and I was like, oh, that is such a fantastic build. So I took that inspiration and I created my own little build here, kind of a cathedral slash just fancy house building. And then just off to the side is just this little alleyway with a fountain there, and then to the right, it's actually a secret passage to this stargazing area. And I wanted a spot to stargaze because, you know, I like wishing on stars. They're super fun. So yeah. So we'll continue on, again keeping with the kind of medieval Castlecore theme with all the castle items. We have another little sitting area here, and this kind of mimics the other side of the island that we saw in the beginning, or towards the beginning. So this really mirrors itself. But yeah, we came from that direction, and that's the big loop that I told you about. So again, this is one of my favorite views here on the island. I just think this turned out so well. I'm trying to get a good picture there. But I had a lot of fun with this section, and I knew I wanted a tunnel leading back to the back area there, because that's technically the main castle. But I also wanted it to feel very castle-y, as you can tell. I know my terminology is so great today, guys. But yeah. And originally, when I did the build underneath here, I did it as if it was supposed to be a bridge, like a water bridge, but then it just ended up taking up too much room, and I just put the walls in with the water underneath it. So we'll go to the left here first. And right here is Ion's home. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys in there. So, welcome to Ion's house. So, the thing that I did with Ion is I wanted to keep with the star/galaxy theme going on. Because, like, if you look at her tail and her paws, they glow when it's dark out. And same with her ears, and I wanted to incorporate that. Now, if you look at this image right here of the room, it's inspired by another image that I found through Pinterest, and I knew this is what I wanted Ion's home to look like, and so I designed it with the idea of that inspirational image, but also with its own twist of Ion, because I wanted to make sure that we had enough room for everything in here. Obviously, we have still the kitchen item right here, as well as the DIY, and the image that I was pulling inspiration from, it was for a room that was much larger than your typical villager room. So that is why it's not 100% like that, but at the same time, I'm okay with that because I actually like how her house turned out. It just screams Ion, in my opinion. It just seems like it's her. But yeah. And of course, I kept with the gaming setup, because if you have seen Ion's original house, that is in her original house. So let's say hello real quick. Long time no see. Alright, cutie, we'll let you continue reading. Alright, let's continue on. And then over here we have Marshall's home. So let's go check his home out. Hello, Marshall. Oh no, he's not feeling well. Okay, I will have to come back and get him some medicine, because I don't think I have any right now. I do not. Oh no, I feel so bad for him. But anyway, this is Marshall's home. I kind of wanted to give it a rustic look a little bit. Kind of combine the iron and wood idea here for him. So, I know, I'm so sorry, Marshall. I will bring you some medicine here after I finish touring my island. But, again, just wanted to keep with that. Also, the thing that I wanted to mention with my homes as well is I wanted to incorporate where the villager houses are placed. So in a minute when we get out of here, I will show you that there is actually a view of the castle behind Ione and Marshall's house, and that's where the inspiration is for the mountain view right there, to kind of make it seem like, oh hey, this is what you're seeing in the background kind of thing. So I tried to tie that in with all of my villager homes to make it seem like if there's a view, that it incorporates where they are on the island as well. So, sorry buddy. Alright, I will go get you some medicine and bring it back once the tour's done. I feel so bad for him. Alright, so just to kind of show you guys what I meant about that view. Yes, I know it's not a mountain, but it's the castle itself. So you're kind of able to see that back there a little bit with the little canal that separates it. But yeah, I incorporated that with Marshall and Ione's home. So it makes it feel like you're looking out the window to the castle or the view. So on this side, we have this little coffee shop and some sitting area, again with the view of the castle in the background there. So let's go in and check out. Oh no, Sasha's asleep. That's okay. What I'll do is I will go in and visit at a time that Sasha's awake. So, welcome to Sasha's home, and it looks like Ione is visiting as well. So, if you guys have ever been inside of Sasha's home, he kind of has more of a childish themed home, and I wanted to continue that when I created his home here. So, as you can see, got the stuffed animals everywhere. Got kind of a childish theme going on. We've got the gaming area right here, but we still have the kitchen area and the DIY workbench, so that way if he ever decides to start making items or making DIY recipes or cooking recipes, those items don't take away from the design of his home. So this was actually a lot of fun to do. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to keep with that kid themed and incorporate that as much as I possibly could. And yeah, this is the final result of Sasha's home. So let's talk real quick so they don't question what I'm doing, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Sasha's house. Alright, continuing on. So I know Marshall is not home at this time, but I will go ahead and show you guys what Marshall's home looks like. Welcome guys into Raymond's house. So basically my inspiration for him is I wanted to kind of give that
apartment vibe, but yet still have that office. As you guys know, when you get Raymond, it's his entire house is just an office. And I wanted to still have the workspace that you see in the back there, but yet make it so it's livable. So you have a bed, you have a living room, you have the kitchen. I wanted to also make sure that his house had the stove top, so that way when he's making recipes, it doesn't disturb anything else in the house, as well as the DIY item there, making sure that, or DIY bench, making sure that that doesn't take up any room and replace any of the items on here. But I wanted to keep with the green theme with him, just because of the fact that I don't know why, I just always have associated green with Raymond. And so yeah, I kept with that theme, and it's kind of funny that he's wearing a green Christmas sweater with it too. So yeah, this is Raymond's little house, and I had a blast with it. I kind of just came up with it on my own. I tried to find some inspiration through either Instagram uh, or Pinterest, and sadly wasn't able to find anything. But this is, I don't know, I just kind of went with the flow with Raymond's house, and this is what I came up with. I hope you like it.
Let's continue on, guys. So I just wanted to give him a very simple outdoor area that he can sit and have a cup of coffee. This area got remodeled a couple of times actually, because I had some ideas for these builds, but then it ended up taking too much space. So then I had to modify that, and now you are seeing what you are seeing. So again, there's Sasha's home right there. Okay. So this is that tunnel that I wanted to show you guys. That's one of my favorite areas. And this leads up to the actual castle itself. So I had this vision of the castle for a very long time. I knew this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a bridge that comes over, that you're seeing the water on either side, and then you're seeing the actual castle itself. And it's got its own little courtyards on either side here, and then just a whole bunch of garden areas. So we'll start off by going to the left. And again, just an open area here. Yes, I left a shed out here, but it made it easy, but then I really liked it there. And then we have this hidden little area back here that you guys can kind of see. It's hard to see it. It really is, because of the castle items, but this is also supposed to be another area that you can stargaze. And what's really cool about it is, to make a quick getaway, I can sneak back over here, and there is the secret beach. So instead of going all the way around to get to the main area, I can just sneak back over here. And then off to the right here is my mailbox with another wonderful view. And if the castle ever got attacked, there is a passageway that the owners could take. And then this just kind of turned into more of like the ruined part of the castle. It just kind of ends right here and leads into more of a magical area of the island. So you cross the bridge, and if you take this path down this way, it turns into a little fairy pond / garden area. I will admit, this area was inspired by the great fairies from Breath of the Wild. that's why you were seeing what you're seeing. Plus, I really wanted to use the moss items. I love the moss items so much. I love that they glow. I love that if you walk over them, they have the little moss pieces floating away. I love the balloons. Like, there's really no moss item that I don't like. But if we continue on this path, this actually takes us back to Maple's house. And Maple's kind of like the witch in the woods kind of vibe going on. We've got her laundry and stuff here, but if you notice back here, there's the cave and there is a cauldron. So she's been doing her potions. And the other cool thing about this area that people didn't know about is that there is a pipe. It's as if we're going into the cave itself and checking it out. And it leads to this nice little cave area. Now you wouldn't be able to go down into the main area of the house because I do have that blocked off from the other direction. So this was just supposed to be kind of a hidden treasure on the island. Again, not very many people noticed it, so that's what motivated me to create this island tour of my own island, so that way you guys find out about all of the hidden areas. But yeah, I know she's not home right this second, but let's time travel to when she is home and check out Maple's house.
So, welcome guys to Maple's house. Basically my inspiration for her was I kind of wanted a little witch in the woods kind of thing, so you have very natural vibes going on, as you can see by the wallpaper in the back being the mossy brick, but then also has more of a structure everywhere else around. I also wanted to make sure that there was a lot of green and a lot of overgrowth in here, as you can see by the vines hanging from the ceiling, just to kind of make it feel like she truly lives out in the woods, secluded, and does a lot of and just kind of uses the earth a lot. And then of course you have the moss jar shelf item there and the cauldron. But like I said, I just wanted this to be very much a kind of witchy core going on, and very natural. So this one was a challenge because there were so many different ways that I could go. I still wanted to kind of have that open and airiness in this build as well. So that way it's like you're walking in and it's not like an evil witch, but kind of like, oh, you know, I'm a good witch. I'm Glenda, the good witch. It was kind of a tie between Maple and Fauna as far as who was gonna be my witch in the woods, and I went with Maple. I don't know why, but she was just the one that really stuck out to me for that, and so yeah. As far as inspiration goes, I pulled some from Instagram and some from Pinterest, but it didn't, a lot of my ideas didn't really flow exactly with them. I got some of the ideas as far as what items to use, but didn't use the same formats just because of the fact that I was trying to do something a little more light, whereas a lot of what I found through Pinterest and Instagram were more of for darker witches and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a combination of my imagination and what I was able to find through Pinterest and Instagram. So I hope you like her little setup here. She's such a cutie. Yeah, Maple's home was very, very fun to check out, and or not to check out, but to create. I knew I wanted a witch on the island to kind of go with that medieval fantasy type feeling, and she was just so much fun to design her home. But yeah, just kind of continuing on with more of nature, just kind of taking over. We have a little bath area right here. We have the lighthouse, but again, just wanted to make it feel more natural in this area. And then if you take the pathway this way, just again, some random vegetation on the beach here, but there's this nice little hidden picnic area. Just a fun little area to have a picnic. I do like random picnic areas, so I had to incorporate that somewhere. I just can imagine Maple going down there and reading a book. Wah! I'm stuck on the vine. Also, if you really wanted to feel ambitious, you can jump across here to check out this area. There's not really much going on here, just wanted to make this accessible to people who come visit my island. So we are going to head back into the castle now, and I'm going to show you my actual house. So instead of being more castle themed, I actually did it as more of an elegant manor and more of like Pride and Prejudice type theme. So you can see here the main area is very elegant, very polished, and this room was kind of interesting to put together. I knew what the theme I wanted it to be, but I just wasn't 100% sure how I wanted it to look. And so I searched far and wide on... Oh no, Anka! Sorry about this, guys. I was not prepared for her to come visit, but that's okay. That's okay. So we can continue the tour with her kind of following around. But anyway, I knew I wanted it to be an elegant theme. I just wasn't 100% sure how I wanted it to look and be designed. And I searched far and wide for inspiration on Pinterest, on Instagram, and then just kind of combined a lot of different ideas. So off to the right here is the kitchen. I wanted to make this, again, more modern because of the fact that it's been upgraded and it's no longer just like the regular like medieval castle. So it's very clean, very polished, but kind of gives off a little bit of the timeliness of with this stove right here. No, I don't want to make anything. That's okay. But yeah, this one again was inspired by an image that I found on Instagram. I feel so bad that I can't give you usernames, but I know it's been floating around on Instagram for a while because it's popped up in my news feed at least 3 or 4 times before I really noticed it. I saw it, and I wasn't at the point of designing my kitchen yet, and it wasn't until I got to the point of designing my kitchen that I really started to notice it. And so it really helped me. It helped me out. So the back room is off limits from this angle.
Yeah, we'll say goodbye. Sorry, honey. But the back room is blocked off. That is that cave that we explored earlier. But if we head to the left, we come into the pool area. Originally, this room was supposed to be a study lounge or a library. But I was having so much trouble getting it to work with this space. I had seen so many great libraries, but they were for the attic or the basement. And I wanted to incorporate a lot of those ideas into this room, but I couldn't fit anything. It was just so many items. So then during one of my island tours, somebody had done something like this for one of their rooms, and I was like, yes, I need to do this. But I kind of designed it as if it was like an infinity pool that had the view of the ocean, because I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but this house, the castle, butts up to the back portion of the island, and I wanted to make it seem like you are looking out over that water view from the back of the island. So we'll take a look at the basement. And guys, this is a reminder that you are drinking plenty of water and staying healthy out there. So yeah, this is my wonderful cellar slash bar area. I had an idea for this for a while, and this was probably one of the first rooms that I constructed in my house. I knew I wanted it to have a bar. I knew I wanted it to have like this cozy theme with the wood back there, and it really morphed into this. Took me a while to figure out exactly where I wanted to place all the items, but once I did, I was super happy with it, and this has not changed since then. But yes, I had to get some gyroids in here. And then we got some of the custom designs back there to show off some wine bottles. But yeah. Now we are going to go to the attic. This is my favorite room of the entire house. I had this idea for this room. I don't even know where I found my inspiration for it. But all I know is that I absolutely love how this turned out. I knew I wanted it to be a room similar to what you find in medieval times, because back then the bedroom housed everything. It housed your closet, it housed your bath area, it housed your a table for you to eat at in the morning or whenever. True, I don't have a table here, but I have a nice little sitting area, and then of course my gaming area in the back. But yeah, this is my bedroom for the house, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, that concludes the tour of my main house slash castle. So I'm going to actually take us back up towards the entrance, because we have seen everything on the island now. Just to kind of show you guys again what my island looks like and what you guys can expect when you come to visit. I really hope you guys still come check out my island for yourselves. It's one thing to watch these videos, but it's another thing to witness the island itself and to explore it yourself. Like I said, had a lot of fun creating this island theme. Sadly, it's going to be taken down here soon as I start my next theme, which will be part of my speed builds that are coming to my YouTube channel. But yeah, this was my island, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different than me touring other people's islands. You're not getting as much of like my reactions, more about my strategy and idea behind the builds and the areas that I created. I hope you guys get some inspiration from this. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. That way you're alerted when new content is added. And if you guys want me to come and check out your islands, there is a link in the description below for you to request a tour from me. I would absolutely love to come check out your guys' islands. You guys are so inspirational. It's through your guys' tours that I found a lot of inspiration for my island and future ideas for my islands. And I'm sure a lot of other people are pulling inspiration from these videos as well. But yes, request a tour from me, guys. I would absolutely love it. But this concludes the tour of my island. Thank you so much for coming along with me wherever you guys are in this amazing world. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep on being inspirational. And until next time, guys. Bye-bye.